Hello, I'm Malcolm. I'm one of the volunteers at the Hidden Gardens. I've been volunteering here for quite a number of years now. First as a part of the garden group and then as a tour guide, and at the moment I'm on the board of trustees and actually the chair of the board of trustees. And I'm pleased to welcome you to the Hidden Gardens and introduce you to this very special place. I always feel a sort of sense of belonging when I visit the gardens and have a feeling of pride in what's been achieved here. The incredible achievement of creating a garden on what was once a derelict site, and also the achievement of creating a sense of community amongst the volunteers and the users. Looking at it now, it's difficult to believe that we're on the site of one of the largest tram works and garages in Glasgow, where the trams that serve Glasgow were built and garaged. One of the areas where you can see a remnant of the old building is the white wall border, which is a long herbaceous border which runs along by part of the wall of the original boiler house where the water was heated for cleaning trams and doing building works. So you can still see windows in the wall. Other remnant, of course, is the chimney, which you can see up there, which is a very prominent feature of the gardens and can be seen from the surrounding area. Across on the other side of the garden from the white wall border is a feature that was designed to reflect the varied population of the area of Pollock Shields and the wider area where the garden is located. And that's 3 blocks of trees and containing native Scottish species and also non-native species. So just behind me we've got rowan trees, and on my right are the native Scottish ones with the red berries, and on my left are Kashmiri rowan trees have white berries. And right at the far end there's Scots pine and Bhutan pines. The gardens are built on the concrete floor of the garage, the tramway works, which can still be seen between the trees. There obviously not much planting space for soil, so the old inspection pits that we used for working on the underside of the trams were used as, in effect, planters. So they were filled with soil and the trees were planted in them. And you can see in the photographs the trams being worked on, and also the gardens when they were being constructed. And now I'll hand you over to my colleague Nicola, who will talk a little bit about how the gardens are used now and some of the events that go on there. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Nicola and I'm a Green Thumbs volunteer and the Vice Chair of the board. Standing here today, you wouldn't believe that the gardens haven't always been here because they're just so beautiful and lush. Yet, without the local community and local people, the gardens wouldn't really exist as they are now. The community were the people who conceived the idea of the gardens with the landscape architects and came up with this very unique design. So we're standing on the lawn at the moment, and behind me is the focal point of the gardens, which is the beautiful ancient ginkgo tree. It's sort of very mystical and has lots of meaning, so it's very relevant to the philosophy of the design of the gardens. And I'm also standing on the lawn, and the lawn again is the focal point of the gardens. It's the place where people come and sit. There's events happening here, there's children that play here, we have the Tai Chi on the lawn here. We also have a series of events that include markets and open days and such like. So it's very much community based. Some of the users of the gardens are groups such as the Barrowland Ballet. We also have the men's group that come here on a regular basis. There's various community groups and school groups that use the space. and obviously very much orientated towards education in relation to horticulture and ecology. The kiosk is a place where the Green Thumbs volunteers have spent time propagating plants for sale. So it's a lovely place to come and look and see if you can buy the plants that are growing in the garden. So I'm now standing in a completely different part of the gardens, and as Malcolm mentioned, the gardens is actually built on concrete in most areas, and it's amazing to see this place because this is the wildlife area. A lot of the trees were self-generated before the gardens were designed and built, but a lot of the rest of the garden has been created through native planting and such like to welcome the wildlife into the garden. So we've got bee hotels, we've got bird feeders, we've got bird nesting boxes and water areas as well. So it's a fine place. You can actually hear the birds singing at the moment, and on a good day it's just one of those lovely places to be in the shade. We have all sorts of events in this little area as well. There are bird counts and there are bug counts and all sorts of things related to ecology. We've had events in the past with art where it's been related to the environment and such like as well. We've got great aspirations for this area. Over here where the junipers are, we're going to build, or we're hoping to build, a new garden room for the volunteers and for the children who come here to be educated. The idea is to build a bothy which will be used as a safe place, a dry place for the Green Thumbs volunteers, an education room and a place where people can go and keep dry in wet weather. The design of this bothy reflects the geometry and the philosophy of the gardens, so it's been very thoughtfully designed, hopefully with a window that looks out into the wildlife area, so that people can be in a safe haven and look out at the birds and the bugs.
Thank you for joining us for this session, the Doors Open Day afternoon, and we hope that you'll enjoy the rest of the webinar sessions that are following on from here. If you haven't visited the gardens before, I urge you to do so because they are an amazing place, very peaceful, tranquil, and there's always something interesting to see.
And if you have visited the gardens before, please come again because it's always something new to see. This place here, the nuke, is a new addition to the gardens along with the mirrors and the fence along the boundary. You're always welcome.